Okay, let's do this. Homework number 6 for chapter 2. Explain what the slope of each line below represents, then determine the slope and give its units. Okay, so this line right here, talking about this line right here. The slope is 0. Okay, so explain what the slope represents and determine the slope of it. So we determined the slope already. Okay, and what is the slope this line represents? Okay, this one right here, let's see. This is in time, which is in minutes, and this is the height of a candle. So that means that this candle doesn't change, right? So at 1 minute, it's 20. 2 minutes, still about 20. 3 minutes, still 20. So the height, the slope represents the change in the height of the candle, right? So we'll say the slope represents the height of the candle in minutes. Okay. And you want to say something about that the height of this isn't changing, then you're fine. Okay, because it looks like it's like 20 or 21 or 22 all the time. Oops, we need that. That's the only two things we need. Okay, B. What's the slope of this? Right. So let's see. So we have that 9,000 and we have that 10. Right. So I mean we can count. The slope is down 9,000. So the slope is a change in y, which is really down 9,000 over the change in x. Right? And the change in x is over 10. So the slope is negative 900. And what does that represent? Like basically, I'm saying what's the units? Negative 900 what? Right? So looking at this carefully, it says this down here is time measured in months, and on the side is the water in a storage tank, 3 gallons. So this negative 900, this is going to be, remember we did the down first, so we're going to talk about the gallons or the water. So this would be, the slope is going to represent that we're losing 900 gallons every month. Okay, so we can say the slope represents the loss of gallons per month. Or you can say each month. Okay, so in this case, it'd be we would say for this whole entirety of it, this would be negative 900, where we lost 900 gallons per month. Okay, calculate the slope of the line that goes through this point. Right, to find the slope, we can use Gloria's method. Gloria's method is you take the y's, subtract them, and you can go in any order you want. So I'll say I'm going to go from the back to the front. Okay, so start in the back. So 10 minus 70. So you write down slope is 10 minus 70. Now remember that right there is a change in y. So here I'll write it down. It's a change in y, which is 10 minus 70, and then over the change in x. Okay, the change in x is going to be 5. Remember, we started in the back at 10, so we have to start in the back at 5 also. 5 minus negative 15. So you be careful. 5 minus negative 15, because that negative 15 already has a negative. Okay, we still need the negative in between. Okay, this is going to represent 10 minus 70 is negative 60. 5 minus negative 15 is going to be 20. Okay, so that's going to be saying we're losing 60 for every 20. But we can get a unit rate, and that's basically dividing both by 20, and you're going to get negative 3 over 1, or just negative 3. Greta's opening a savings account. She starts with $100 and plans to add $50 each week. Okay, so we know that adding $50 each week, that is your pattern, and that's your slope. So that means we're going to add $50 every week. So you could say per week, per 1 week. Okay, but 50 is fine. So plus 50 is fine. And she starts at 100, so that means we know that means that that's the starting location or the starting value. That's your B. That's your value is 100. Okay. What is the unit rate of change for this situation? Write an equation that I can use to calculate the amount of money she will have after any number of weeks. How much money will she have after 1 year? Okay. So, well, our equation should be something like y equals mx plus b. We know the m is 50, so y equals 50 x, b is 100. Okay, so that's your equation. Okay, unit rate for the situation is $50 each week. Okay, so, and how much money will she have after 1 year? So 1 year, so this right here represents week. So you have to figure out how many years or how many weeks is in a year. So let's see, we got 4 weeks in 1 month, right? And then how many? So that's 1 month. But how many months do we have? Well, we have 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we actually have 4 weeks and 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, or 4 times 12, which is 48, right? So 4 times 12 is 48 weeks. I thought there was 52 weeks in a year. Well, there actually is. Some weeks are a little longer. Some weeks are 4 weeks, but yeah, roughly 4 weeks in a year. So it comes out to be 48 weeks. You can use 52 if you want, but I'm going to use 48. So if she does, how much money would she say after 1 year? All right, that's 48 weeks or 52 weeks, but I'm going to go with 48 weeks. All you're going to do is put in y equals 50, and instead of x, we're going to put in 48 because that's what we said that there was how many weeks in a year. And then plus 100. So 50 times 48. Let's see, that's a 0 at the end. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 4 is 24. So she saves $2,400 in a whole year, plus her original money that she put in, which is going to give her $2,500 after 1 year. And now remember, if you use a slightly different number, so instead of 48 weeks, you use 52 weeks, then you will have a little bit more money. But in this case, we're only using 48 weeks. So she will have $2,500 after 1 year. Think about that, right? If you save $50 a week for a whole year, you would actually save up $2,400. Think about how much money that is. And if you put any money in the beginning, that bumps it up. But if you save $50 for every week of the year and has a 48-week year, you will save $2,400. Now think about if you can get or make $50 a week. And then there it goes. You review what you know about graphs by answering the following questions. Okay. What's the equation of the line graph at the right? So to know the equation, we got to know the beginning, which is going to be right there at 1. So that's going to be our y-intercept, or our b value. B equals 1. Okay, remember the equation is going to be y equals mx plus b. Right now that we know the b is 1. So y equals mx plus 1. Okay. Now, we also need to find out what the m is. The m is, if you pick a point and you pick another point, like right there, okay, now you got to find the rise, or the change in the y. So this one is actually not rising, it's actually going down. So that's -2, and to the right 1 time. So the m is going to be -2, which is down 2, and the over 1. For your equation, your final equation is going to be y equals -2x plus 1. Okay. Now, B, what are the x and y-intercept? X-intercept is where it crosses right there. Y-intercept is where it crosses. So x-intercept, it looks like crosses at 1/2. So